Welcome to another episode of the Go Flush Yourself podcast with Jared Kirk and Matt Milbauer. Hey listeners, I want to thank our sponsor, Bird Hunter Supply, your go-to for premium hunting gear at birdhuntersupply.com. This family-owned business run by a husband and wife team from Idaho is driven by their love for bird hunting, dog training, and the great outdoors. For them, hunting is a treasured family tradition. Think crisp mornings in the field and the thrill of the chase and those irreplaceable moments with dogs, family, and friends. They've built Bird Hunter Supply to share that passion, curating high-quality gear to help you create your own lasting hunting memories with your crew. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned hunter, Bird Hunter Supply has you covered with top-notch equipment from dog training tools to hunting apparel, backed by exceptional customer service to make your experience unforgettable. Best of all, they're deeply committed to preserving the wild spaces we love. When you shop at birdhuntersupply.com, you can choose at checkout to direct a percentage of your order to conservation powerhouses like Pheasants Forever, Rough Grouse Society, or Delta Waterfowl. Your purchase helps these groups protect vital habitats and sustain the wildlife that makes our sport possible, ensuring hunting traditions thrive for generations. Visit birdhuntersupply.com today, explore the carefully selected gear, and support a family-run business dedicated to both hunters and the outdoors. That's birdhuntersupply.com. Gear up, hunt with purpose, and help preserve the wild. Hey listeners, thanks for listening to another episode. Before we get started, I want to thank our producers. We have three producers for the show: Paul Rady, Laramie Petticord Matthews, and Cord Campbell. I think I got all your names right. If I didn't, please let me know and make sure I pronounce them correctly. What does it mean to be a producer? They actually help pay for the episode. In other, media out there, you might see producers and executive producers. What do those folks really do? I mean, they're the wallet behind the movie, the show, whatever that is. So that's what these folks are doing. If you want to become a producer, you can visit our Patreon. There's a link in the podcast description and all of our social media. And it's only $6 a month. You get to get your name brought up in these episodes. You get to have your name in the podcast description as a producer. And you also, if you want, can have your name linked in the podcast description to your social media, whatever that is, Instagram, X, Facebook, whatever that is for you. You let us know. We will link that in there. And that way, if you want to see more about who these producers are, then you can click there and check them out. And another way to get to know all these different folks, also listening to this show, is on our Discord. We have a Discord server. The link is also in the podcast description. You can join in there. There's always conversation going on in there about something, whether it's Springer Spaniels, what we're talking about lately, new shotguns that Jared's buying, other folks' new shotguns, new cars, new hunting rigs, all sorts of stuff. There is also a special private channel in there just for hosts. Jared and I, guests are in there as well. We do have some of our guests from previous episodes active inside of that server. And also Patreon members, whether you're a producer at $6 a month or if you're the $2 a month contributor, you are welcome inside of that channel. And in there, when we talk about, well, anything you want, it gives you closer access to Jared and I, some of the guests, each other. But also I like to post like podcast stats in there, stuff you don't normally hear from other podcasts as a listener. But I might say, here's our top 5 episodes right now. Here's the ones that are doing the best. Here's kind of our most listened to of all time. So I give you kind of some, pull back the curtain a little bit and let you folks see who are helping us on Patreon, pay for the show, who can see kind of what's going on. With that being said, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed today's show. We talk about Clays for Conservation, an event that our local chapter put on, for Pheasants Forever chapter put on. Jared and I were both involved, and we talked to a couple of the folks who were also involved. Enjoy the show. Welcome to another episode of the Go Flush Yourself podcast. This is Matt. Jared is not with us today. He had some other obligations, but I'm joined by two other gentlemen here. We have Matt Staudenmaier and Dennin Harding. Both are a part of our local Pheasants Forever, Benton Franklin Pheasants Forever chapter here in southeastern Washington State. Uh, Matt serves as our vice president and has been on since the beginning, and Dennin's a member, and most recently, the Clays for Conservation's champion. So we're going to talk a little bit more in a minute. But Matt, do you want to start and kind of talk about yourself, let our listeners know who you are?
Yeah, my name's Matt Staudenmaier. I'm the vice president of the Benton Franklin Pheasants Forever chapter. Um, I've been an electrician here in Tri-Cities for almost 15 years. I do a lot of upland hunting. I'm predominantly a big game hunter, but I love upland hunting, and just being outdoors and enjoying nature like the rest of us. Um, yeah, that's pretty much just a little bit about me. I got two daughters, a wife at home, and then I have a German short hair pointer. So,
And his wife also happens to be my sister.
yes.
Yeah, he is a German Shorthair, so one of our first pointing guys, I guess you could say, on Go Flush Yourself. But welcome regardless. Denon, how about you?
Yeah, I grew up local here, raised in Findlay, and grew up hunting at an early age. My dad had us going out and following him afield, and uh, didn't do a whole lot of pheasant hunting. Growing up, we had some Chesapeake, so mostly duck hunting. But since I uh, moved in here with my wife in 2016, we got a lab and started doing a lot more upland hunting and had a great time with it. And yeah, I get out as much as I can, but I unlike Matt over there, I've got two labs and a beautiful wife that I really have to thank her for getting me into the local Pheasants Forever chapter. But
Very cool. Yeah, and your wife is not my sister, so the
she
difference
is
there.
not. Yeah.
But but so Denon, kind of on that topic, what led you or your wife to find our chapter? Because Matt and I have been around since the beginning of our chapter, helped form it along with some others. But how did you all find our chapter?
Yeah, funny story. I was out duck hunting, and my wife and my father and brother and niece went to the local sportsman show and ran into Brett there and got to talking with him. And she came home and said, "Hey, you really need to get into this and start doing something here for pheasants. We pheasant hunt way too much for you not to do something to help out with the habitat and whatnot." And I actually went today to the local project and had a good time with Rex and McCaden and my dad. And, yeah, got a bunch of sagebrush plugs planted and had a good time.
That's awesome. Yeah, Rex keeps us busy with habitat projects. He's always got
Yeah,
something brewing, it feels like. So that's awesome. He's a good use of getting the chapter resources, whether it's people or money out there and into the ground for birds. So that's awesome. Well, we're glad to have you. I know you and the family have been to a handful of meetings now. We're always glad to see you there. But what we're really here to talk about today is our kind of first big event that our chapter's done. Our chapter's only a couple years old, and that's Clays for Conservation. Um, we kind of pushed it further than just a Clays tournament or competition. We made lunch out of it and auctions and raffles and some vendors and sponsors and um, kind of a mini, I'll emphasize mini banquet in a way. Um, but I guess Matt, kind of you and I did a lot of the planning, and Denny, you were in a lot of the meetings as well. But we've been talking about this for a long time, trying to get it done. I guess we kind of just you and I walk through what the event looked like and kind of what went into it. So there's like maybe seven of us, five of us that are super involved with it that kind of did most of the planning and work for it on the board and got things rolling. Got sponsorships and prizes and lunch plan. Brett on our chapter, who has not been on the podcast, Rex has. So if people are listening, remember Rex on this show earlier. Um, Kind of how did the day go? So Maddie, you and I tested, which was fun. The clay thrower at first, and you were the clay throwing volunteer, which looked like a lot of fun. But kind of help me walk through how it started. So we had we had a great venue out in West Richland, Washington, for those
Yep.
familiar, along the Yakima River, and had 30 shooters. So we had less than that, but tops we had a max of 30 shooters. I forgot how many we had exactly in the end. And a lot of spectators come. And Chad from Pheasants Forever has also been on the show. Um, come as well, but we got everyone registered right, and then we got everyone kind of situated. And Matt, do you want to walk through kind of how the competition was structured?
Yeah, so when we first kind of started planning this, you know, we obviously needed a clay thrower. So shout out to my buddy Ryan, who let us borrow that champion workhorse clay pigeon thrower, which was wonderful. The only problem with that clay thrower was that it didn't move, or it was just kind of a stationary one. So I kind of wanted to put a twist on it so that we could seamlessly throw clays in different directions. So I did kind of
Yeah.
build a pretty cool setup with that. But once we kind of got that dialed in the weekend before, it was awesome. Everyone kind of checked in, and it was 5 rounds of five, for the shooters. And every round, we changed the direction the clays were being thrown until the last, and the speed until the last round, which I then was able to use the rotating table that I made for that thrower to make it a little bit more difficult. So, um, for me, it was hard for me to kind of be involved with, the social aspect of it,
Yeah.
because I was behind that thrower for 3.5, 4 hours. But man, that was one of the funnest, times I've had in a long time. I mean, everyone did great. There was no, safety violations or anything like that. And it was really chill, and everyone just seemed to have just a blast. And in between shooters, I'd be talking to Jared or Sarah. Sarah was our scorer. She's our treasurer too. And I could hear the conversations in the background, and it just seemed like it was just a really beautifully put on event, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, Dennin, can you confirm or deny that? Like, can you, from the shooter's perspective, how did that go and how was the event for you?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, everything was super organized. That was the first time that I've done anything like that. So I didn't really know what to expect, but you guys did a great job of explaining how everything was going to be ran and made sure everybody knew that, hey, this is just for fun, guys. It's not like you're going to be, taking home $1,000 at the end of it, or whatever. Like we're trying to just have fun here, and everybody that I talked to was doing just that. They were having a great time, and they all said that, man, if we put on another one in the fall, that would be great. Or, two or three of them a year. Like everybody just had a great time.
Yeah, it seemed that way to me too. I was kind of running around helping where I could and doing different things, but kind of talking to different folks, people were really having a good time, which was awesome. It's one of those things where when you have a competition, you don't know how folks are going to be. Like some people get really into it and some aren't, and you can get nervous. Like, do we have enough rules? Do we have too many rules? Is the structure people expect? It wasn't traditional trap or skeet or anything like that. It was kind of our own way of doing it with 25 total shots, five at a time with 5 rounds. And Denon, you're not bragging on yourself, but you didn't miss one with your Benelli Nova. You hit all 25 and took the main prize, which was a final rise vest. Kind of walk us through maybe you're the best person to ask them for our next one. If someone is like, how do I do well at one of these things? Any suggestions? Were you just in a zone, or how did that work out for you?
I wish I could say it was all skill, but I think I was just having a good day that day. I had to keep telling myself to relax when I got up to the line, relax, take one shot at a time. It's kind of like golf, it's like
Yeah.
you have to refocus every single shot. And that's exactly what I did. Just one at a time, just kept chipping away at it and not really caring about the score so much. And
Right.
uh, yeah, it was just a good day for me. That's all it came down to.
How long have you been shooting that gun for? Is that like the one you shoot, or do you have kind of a plethora of guns you like to bounce between. Like, was that part of the factor? I guess was what I'm asking. Like, was it the familiarity with the firearm?
Yeah, yeah. So I actually bought that gun when I was 12 or 13.
Yeah.
Saved up a bunch of money, and that was my first shotgun that I'd purchased on with my own money, and hunted with it for years until I got my grandpa's double barrel Beretta. I worked for him for a summer in exchange for that shotgun. And so I kind of got away from the Nova and started using the Beretta, but then the rib on the barrels separated.
No.
And so I had to go back to I actually bought a semi-auto and got so frustrated with that thing that I'm not going to name the brand or anything like that.
Uh,
But yeah, it wouldn't cycle very well with the heavier loads when I was shooting directly above me, and I'd have to clean
mm,
that thing almost every time after using it. So the Nova actually had the bolt carrier; it wouldn't eject after a while, and I had to buy a new bolt carrier for it, and just started using it again this last season.
ah.
And yeah, so I kind of got away from it, but I love that gun. I love how it shoulders and how it feels. It's just a good workhorse.
Yeah, seems that way. I mean, you did well with it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you won the grand prize, which was a final prize vest voucher, essentially. So have you picked out a vest yet, and have you gotten it yet? If so,
Yeah, it just showed up today.
oh, nice, good timing.
Yeah. Yeah. I went with the base model.
Yeah,
But yeah, I tried it on and I love that thing. I can't
cool.
wait to use it.
It always takes a minute, and Final Rise, not a sponsor, but it always takes a minute for to like adjust those and get those kind of cinched up just right. And I think I learned this with mine is that once you get in the field and put a bird in it, it'll like adjust and go, oh crap, and you have to adjust it again. But once you do that, it's like locked in for as long as you don't gain or lose too much weight or grow for some reason, like it'll be locked in for that for a while. So every year, like every season, I've had it for a few seasons. I go to strap it, and I'm like, let's see if I've gained weight or lost weight since last year. And sometimes it like won't fit. And I have to like open it up a little more.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. All right.
Yeah, no, it's great. Vest. I'm glad you won that and got it today. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, we also, during the event, we had some sponsors there um, that help support the prizes and the lunch and the venue and all those different things. Can I guess either one of you, and Dennis, maybe you could start as the shooter, as someone who, as it was a paid entrant. What'd you think of that? Would you like to see more of that kind of thing, or was that kind of you didn't care either way? I don't know. What were your thoughts on having sponsors there, maybe even tables set up?
I thought it was great. I mean, it was a win-win. They got to get some business, get the word out about their business, and um, some of them, I think, even participated in the shoot.
Yeah, they did.
And so, yeah, it was. I thought it was great having them. I'd like to see more the next shoot. Um, I
Yeah,
I
same.
think it's a great thing to have, and I mean, I, I I wasn't expecting it. I didn't know they were going to be there, except for I guess two of them. Yeah, they came to the meeting before we had the shoot.
Yeah.
So I knew they were going to be there, but I think there was one or two others that I didn't know were going to be there. But yeah, it was great. I mean, I would definitely do that again.
Yeah, and like Matt, you and I were our chapter board last meeting had a kind of a breakdown on what went well, what went wrong. We won't get into all that now, but we took some notes and try to make it better for next time. But like I think next time we need to get I forgot if we talked about this, but we need to get some more like outdoor type booth set up. Like get like what's that local duck call maker in Kennewick? I can think of their
Uh,
name. Oh, I can see the logo. Anyhow.
it
But
was a
get some of
lady.
those.
It's a girl, isn't it?
Well, there's a girl, there's another one. I don't know. But there's some local kind of folks like artisans and people that kind of make local stuff like that, or maybe
Fishing
guides and
guides. Yep.
get some of that stuff out. So because the stuff that all of us there are going to be into and kind of get some eyeballs in that, make it more of a community event, for people to come from our world to go check that out locally. But we can get into more of that later. Um, well, cool. And then we did have we were worried about a tie because only 25 plays, and we did have a three-way tie for second place. So Matt, do you want to kind of walk us through how that went and how we tried to get that
Yeah.
balanced out?
I'm gonna correct you though. It was a four-way tie
It was a
for
four-way tie.
second.
Oh, it was. You're right. You're right. Four-way
Yeah,
tie.
Dennin was 25 for 25, and then there was four guys that were 22 for 25.
That's right.
So Jared, the um safety officer there,
Who's
he brought,
co-host of the podcast here? Yep.
yep, he brought what's it called? A coach shotgun,
It's he
side
just
by
bought
side.
it. It's a Stoger Coach shotgun side by side, like 20-inch barrels or something silly. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
so
synthetic.
we ran that one, and I actually shot it after the event, and it is
Yeah.
pretty tough to shoot. You really got to get down on that thing. It's
Yeah.
not very forgiving. But yeah, we did a 5 round, or not a 5 round, a five clay round for each of the four, and then we had a tie again, and then I can't remember if there was an, another one after that, but we basically whittled it down to two, and then I don't remember who ended up winning it, but it was a good time, and it was difficult because we didn't really know how to navigate that, but all the guys that were there that were in that you know four-way tie for second, they did an awesome job of not getting too upset about it.
Yeah.
It was very enjoyable, and I think everyone had a lot of fun, and it was just a different twist to something that we'd never done before. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was awesome. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't partake in that part of it, Dennis. What do you think about the using kind of the difficult shotgun to go figure out who's who?
I thought that was a great idea.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
that was good. We kind of talked about it in the last meeting, how you can
Yeah.
look at like who had the least amount of mulligans and whatnot as well on the next shoot, and kind of pick people from that. But I mean, it was super entertaining. It was fun to watch.
It was. Yeah, everyone was out there. And we had a couple of things like that, like mulligan. So the first three rounds, with the 5 rounds, the first three, folks could buy a mulligan like in a golf tournament where essentially if they missed the clay, they could pay and the price went up every round to have a mulligan and try again on another clay. And that we kind of just did it not knowing who would be into it, but it raised like $500 or something. Like, I don't remember what it was, but it raised some money, and folks are into it. So at the end, they all had to settle up on their mulligans, where they won or lost, and everyone came and did that. We had a little track. I think that went well, and that was the debate we were having during the. I mean, I'm not sure if you were in on that because you were obviously manning the thrower, but we're trying to figure out like what do we do? Can we just say whoever used the least amount of mulligans? And my thought was this is not only for fun, it's a fundraiser, and we don't want to discourage people using mulligans. Like the whole point is to
Yeah.
raise money for habitat. So we don't want some people to be like, "Oh, I don't want to buy a mulligan because what if I tie and now I lose?" Like,
Yeah,
so we didn't do that, and I don't think I don't know. We'll discuss next year kind of how we do it. I like that tiebreaker format. I think it worked fine. It was fun to have kind of a gun that you would not normally use on clays out there to let people, and it made it quicker, I think, because I shot that
Yeah.
as well afterwards, and it was tough
Yeah.
to shoot a clay
And
with
I
that
think
gun.
too, I think too, it was a blessing that Denon went 25 for 25 without
Yeah,
any mulligans. So
yeah,
that was pretty streamlined. Like, it was impressive. You won. Awesome.
that's it. Yeah,
Everybody else, we'll figure it out as we go. But yeah, the mulligan thing, the only thing that I was involved in with that was we just decided on the shooting line between me and Jared and Sarah, and I think it was you, or it might have been Brett, that let's just write down the mulligans for everybody, and then we'll settle up at the end because it would have taken forever
oh
to
yeah,
swipe cards out there. And then also, what I thought was really awesome, and it just made everything so much cleaner, was when you got done with your round, you had to sign your name.
yeah,
So
that
you
was
were,
Brett's idea. That was
yeah.
great.
So yep. So that everyone was on the same page, that you got 5 out of 5 or 1 out of 5 or whatever, also with the mulligans, and you're gonna have to settle up on that at the end. I thought that was key to making it go smoother and faster, in my opinion. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree. That was great because I was thinking we'd be on the line like taking cash and cards,
Yeah.
but But like that one next year when that wouldn't have worked. It just would have slowed things down and bogged things down. Just like give me a mulligan. And I think it also made it where folks weren't thinking about how much they were spending either. If they had to constantly had to keep swiping a card or taking bills out of their wallet,
Yeah.
they would have been like, I'm done with this. But they're like, yeah, give me one. They didn't think about
And
it. They could just
I
get it.
was I was really surprised the amount of people the first and second round that were buying the mulligans.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe a couple people might, but a lot of people bought the mulligans and it did really well for us. So that was great too.
Okay, like really
So,
off-kilter reference to that. Like when you're playing Mario Kart, like think of like
mhm.
Mario Kart 64, and if
Oh yeah,
you're in the end, it speeds you up to keep you kind of closer into the pack.
yeah,
That's kind of how those mulligans worked, right? Like the first three rounds, like it kept everyone in it. So by the fourth round, like you may have had to spend some money, but you still have a shot to like you're not just like, well, I'm way out, way behind now. It's
right,
like if you showed up and you don't shoot at all and you're just here to have a good time and participate in the fundraiser, you still could be in the competition at the end. But because we did it the last two rounds, you still had to be, you couldn't just buy your way to the championship. You
right,
could get close,
exactly.
but then you had to actually earn it.
Especially after round three when it was $20 a pop. That slows people down.
Yeah, it makes them think. Yeah, I think that format we came up with, I think we came up with that at the we did a planning meeting like a couple weeks before at a Wheathead Brewery, and I think we came up with it there. But that's a system I think we should replicate. It worked really well to
Yeah,
get folks to spend money, but also keep it fun.
for sure.
Um, we also had another mechanism, the white clay pigeon. So why don't you walk us through that, Matt? How did that work? I
So
love that too.
at one of the meetings before, my brother-in-law Jake, your
My
brother
brother.
Jake, he came up with the idea. And we all thought it was great. And so
Yeah,
the weekend before the event, when we went out and tested this thrower, um, I had just painted some white ones. Just all I had was white paint, white spray paint in my garage. So I spray painted a few of them, and we went out there, and it was pretty obvious that they were, different than normal. And so I sprayed some white, and then the night before the event, when we went out to the Lost Barn venue to test out the spot and everything, I had brought some white ones and some neon green ones that I had painted, just so that we could see which color would be better, since we tested those clays at a different location with a different backdrop.
yeah,
Um, I thought it was awesome, and it was just difficult for me because this happened on the same shooter. So we had 20 plus shooters,
hmm
and every other time I would go to reload the hopper, I would slide one in. I wasn't counting or anything until it got close. And then I would, relay secretly to, Jared and Sarah that, hey, here comes the white clay. We need to pay attention.
right.
And on one of those shooters, he got it twice and he almost got it a third time. And so it was actually pretty cool. But what I thought, and this is me not being able to be a part of like kind of the event overall because I was in the chair throwing the clays, but every time one of those white clays came out or a green one, everybody cheered, everybody
Yeah,
was paying attention. it was
yeah.
it was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it put pressure, I think, on the shooter and me, Dennin, and I'm not sure if one popped out for you, but it was like everyone's like like a gasp and then either a cheer or
yeah,
Yeah.
so
yeah,
it made it really fun and some folks missed the white ones and
yeah,
some hit them and if they hit them they go on a box of shells. So
yeah.
it wasn't like a huge thing, but it was like, hey, you got a box of shells, you brought a box or two and you take one home. So
I can't
I think
remember. Denon, did you get one?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
In the last round, I got one.
and you obviously hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got
That's
some
Yeah.
shells
awesome.
to put in a new vest. That works out
Yeah.
great.
I had to focus a little extra on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really fun. Leave it to Jake to think of that idea as a PE teacher, and
Yep.
that's you put things about stuff all day, making games and stuff. So that was awesome. Like I think that really elevated it. It made it more fun for the spectators. Like when I was watching it with some of the shooters and stuff, yeah, everyone did pay attention when a white one popped out of there, and it felt really random too. Like
Yeah, I tried my best not to. Like I said, that one guy almost got it three times.
That's
I
random.
just
Happens.
randomly putting it in there and trying to be secretive because when I did the final batch, I ended up taping using, blue painter's tape around the edge. So when it's in the hopper, you couldn't see, a white clay, in the middle. And then I ended up sharpening the sides and putting it to where I could see the Sharpie marks so that I knew that one was coming up.
Yep.
But yeah, totally random. I mean, and it, I wish everyone got a chance at one. It's just not, feasible. But there was a couple people that
Yeah.
were a little sad that they didn't get a chance to shoot at one.
Yeah. Maybe we can figure something out. Some sort of
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be too much to figure out and make sure everyone
Yep.
gets one. But
I think it was perfect the way it was.
you know what
So
I was thinking? Because I like to play disc golf, and some of the discs that you'll throw have like a pattern on top that, like, there's one I have that looks like it spins when you throw it. It looks like it's like flashing, like strobing. If
yeah.
we had it made a stencil with like a pattern on it, when the clay got up, it would look like it was like strobing as it flew away, like white and black or something.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I was thinking about the other day when I was cleaning out my garage and found that disc. I'm like, oh, we could do this for Clays for Conservation. It would it would scream attention, People it might make it a little tougher to shoot too. I don't know. Anyhow, yeah, I think I know the event went really well and better than we thought. Sponsors kind of came in at the end. We weren't really thinking about doing sponsors. We were just going to front the money and then hopefully make enough to pay ourselves back and have some extra. And then James came around and helped us understand we could use other people's money to pay for this. And I'm glad that worked out. I think next year we learned about that kind of late in the planning process, and I think next year, knowing going into that, it's going to be
It's
much
going to
bigger.
be, yes, I agree.
I think we'll get a lot of those folks back that came, and we'll get their friends and other folks too as we kind of get
Yeah.
the word out about this event. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, no safety issues. Jared did a great job with I think with safety. He's very attentive with that stuff. So I think that worked out well. Um, yeah. Any other thoughts about plays for conservation, or if anything we should have talked about that I didn't bring up? I think we covered it all.
Yeah, I mean, I overall, we worked on that for a long time and it was
Yeah.
kind of a slow go until James came through. That was a huge help.
Yeah.
Um but I mean, overall, it all just kind of fell in place and everybody had, kind of their, jobs that they were going to, take care of to make it run, smooth. And I think everybody did. And I was tickled for still now. I mean, that was so much fun.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't know what the end count was. I mean, I'm sure we could count it up somehow, but I mean, throwing 800 plays or whatever it was super fun. Um, and it's crazy because at the start, I didn't know if I'd even be able to like focus for that long. So I had Sarah and Jared, count five for me, right?
Right.
This is number four, especially Sarah, because she was,
She
keeping
had to do
score.
it. Yeah.
But I found myself just totally focused that whole time. And after that first round, I kind of, and maybe this is the bit, baseball, fan in me, player, but I already got like the lineup in my head. And so I kind of knew like who was coming up next.
Yeah.
And, it's pretty apparent, in round 3 and 4 that, Dennin was, trying to ace this thing out. But it was super fun. I mean, like I said, I had a blast and I think everybody else did too. So
And
yeah.
Dan, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but like everyone by the third round, everyone kind of knew that you were on a streak, and it was like watching a no hitter in baseball. We're like, don't talk about it. Like, people were like ready, like, oh, is Denon up? Let's watch him. Like, oh, he got all five again. Oh man, that's four now. It's 4 rounds. It came to the fit.
Yeah.
Like people were talking about it, so it was cool to watch the people kind of get hyped about that. And some folks were less successful. Oh, we also did the most misses prize at the end, which was a surprise. We didn't bring that up. But it was like a gift card for like Sportsman's Warehouse, I think, for 25
Yeah.
bucks. Essentially, the joke was go buy yourself a box of shells. Um, we had some
Yeah.
other stuff. I remember I was texting the group ideas for prizes. Like the one I liked was like a gift certificate to go get a bucket of chicken at KFC because we know you don't have any birds in the freezer at home.
Yeah.
Like because you're missing all the clays. Like this stuff, like it'd been fun, or like shooting lessons or something. But
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone like, well, maybe, I mean, I hope not. The most misses, I don't think anyone took offense because it was just such a laid back, fun,
Yeah.
event that everyone, I mean, I was trying to be the ultimate hype guy every time someone came up to shoot, I believe in you, you can do this,
Yeah.
and, I just thought it was just a wonderful experience for myself and our, chapter. So,
Yeah.
although I
Yeah.
was sweating it a little bit because on round 5, because obviously as the thrower, Sarah's the scorer, and Jared, we're all talking the whole thing. We knew that Dennin hadn't missed yet, and that last round is when I started swiveling and changing directions on all of them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, like I'm not gonna make this easy because I'm not, I'm trying to be, um
Fair.
fair. Yes, thank you. Fair to everybody. And yeah, came through clutch, man. You did it. I'm super stoked for you, man.
Yeah, it was cool.
Thanks.
Everyone was pumped. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was great, and like everyone cheered for you after the end. Like that was quite the spectacle to watch. You said you got lucky and had a good day, but it was fun to watch. Um, yeah, and we already have the facility nailed down, the same venue for next year.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned earlier, Dan, and people were like, do this every quarter, do this twice a year. And I don't know if it's feasible for us right now with kind of the small group of volunteers that we have. We nailed down for next year, March 20th, 2027. Is that right, Maddie? 20 March
Yes,
20th?
it was because the same
Yeah.
weekend was Easter, I believe. So I think we
Yeah.
went with the weekend before.
Yep, March 20th, 2027, West Richland, the Lost Barn. If you are listening to this and you're anywhere in southeastern Washington or you don't mind traveling, keep an eye out on social media. I'll share it through the podcast and stuff as well, like we did for this one. Put it out there. But it was a blast. I know Chad Harvey, who's our Pheasants Forever regional rep, kind of covers the Northwest. Um, he had a good time. He came over from Montana. Him and his girlfriend came out. I know they had a good time. The weather was beautiful, so it all was great. And I'm sure next year will be bigger and better because we already just got ideas in notes ready to go for next year. So it should be fun. Anyhow, before we kind of sign off here, uh, Denon, why don't you just give us some, Matt, I'll ask you the same question, kind of what are, forget about clays for conservation. Next hunting season, what are you looking forward to? Dogs, guns, new gear, places, travel, like is there anything exciting going on for you next season?
Yeah, that final rise vest. I'm excited to
There
try
you go.
that.
There you go.
But yeah, other than that, we've got a lab. She's 10 and our other one's 5. So I get to take our 10-year-old. She's kind of my girl, and my
Yeah.
wife has the 5-year-old. She does all the hunt tests with her
Oh,
and is
cool.
putting titles on her and all that kind of stuff. So I don't get to hunt with that one. That's my wife's. She has to handle her when we go hunting. But super excited to take my old girl hunting. I might get one season out of her. Pheasant hunting is a little hard on her these days.
Yeah.
But yeah, super excited for both duck and pheasant hunting.
Very cool. How about you, Matt? Any exciting next year? What are you looking forward to?
Well, I mean, I'm always looking forward to, hunting season. August 1st, I'm always in the mountains chasing bears. That's what I look
Yep.
forward to every year. And I drew a mule deer tag in Idaho this year. I've never hunted Idaho, so I'm going to go do that. And then when all that's said and done, then hopefully me and my GSP will be chasing birds and she doesn't get hurt. She gets hurt pretty much every year somewhere or another.
It's true. Yeah.
She's a great bird dog. She's awesome. She's a good family pet as well. But for whatever reason, she likes to run into barbed wire or impale herself on a stick. Or last year she decided she was gonna taste porcupine for the first time, so that was wonderful. But yeah, just looking forward to the hunting season again, and just being outdoors and all that kind of good stuff. So, but turkey season starts this next weekend, so we got that to
Yeah.
look forward to as well.
There
Oh
you
yeah.
go.
Yep.
There you go. I think we need to talk to my sister about another bird dog for you guys. Or is it you I gotta talk to? Is it who has to be convinced here out of the two of you?
I don't think neither one of us do. Honestly, we've just been talking about getting a black lab.
I love it. Yeah.
Obviously, you guys grew up with black labs, and
Yep.
I did as well. Winnie, not to make a, long story out of this, Winnie was kind of
No,
a
you're good.
surprise because my buddy, he had at the time, a 10-year-old GSP that I had hunted with for, a third of my life. And he got a male GSP. And when the male was 7 or 8 months old, he busted out and got to her. And so
Yep.
she was pretty darn old and had 2 puppies. And Ryan said, I can't have 4. Do you want one? And I said, yeah. So we love
Yeah.
Winnie, and
You don't
she's
say
been a
no to
wonderful
that.
dog for us.
Yeah. No, she's a good girl. Outside of trying to find any way to injure herself, it seems like
Yeah,
every season I hear like, oh, she's hurt. We're at the vet.
yeah, and it's never she's hard. She
Yeah.
hunts hard, and we hunt some pretty hard places too that are hard to get to. And it's not just CRP fields for us. We're hunting really thick sage and stuff like that. And if there's a will, there's a way. But she's tough. She's a warrior. She'll be fine. We'll get after it this year. So
Yep, I'm sure. How old is she now? I can't remember. Is she like 5?
no, she just turned 7, so she'll be
7?
8.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she'll be 8 in January.
I thought
So
she
she's
was younger
starting to
than
show
that.
some gray. No, no.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it's time. It's time for that black lab puppy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna push into you guys now because I love puppies and I can't have any more right now. So
I'm
we're due
sure
for another as
Michelle
well.
won't fight it at all.
I just texted my brother and her a guy one of the listeners were chatting and he's in Idaho Falls. Yeah. And they have some Springer puppies that are about to be born and the pedigree is just like perfect. Like these dogs are going to be incredible bird dogs. And I was like, come on, tell my brother Jake, you need a dog. He's like, absolutely not. And I'm sending pictures of the parents and they're looking all cute laying down. I'm like, come on, get one.
Oh
But
man, I don't know. He's got a Great Dane. She does pretty good.
she does pretty good. She gets after pheasants, so yeah. I mean, she goes out with them. All right. Well, I want to thank you both for coming on the show here. We are doing that event again next year. So if you're listening and what we describe it as sound like fun and you're local to the area is easier, but if you're willing, if you're further away, and driving out, mark that on your calendar, March 20th, 2027, West Richland, Washington. It should be even a more fun time. See if you can come out, shoot Dennin. If he signs up again next year, if he just retires with a perfect streak. I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
I have to defend my title.
Have to defend the title. I like that. I like
We
that.
should get a WWE like belt.
Oh,
I'm gonna wear the vest.
just wear the vest. Yeah. Does the winner take your vest from you? Like, give
Yeah.
that to me.
No, we need to have the belt so you can have the belt all year, and then you keep your belt or you don't.
We could probably make one with like
yeah.
a pheasant on it and
Oh
the
yeah.
whole thing. Yeah. Ooh, now I'm thinking we got to talk to Brett about this. We got to get a belt sponsor.
Yeah, you're gonna have to come up with a different prize next year too, because I can't have 2 vests.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What do you want next year? Like a pair of boots or what do you look at?
I'm not really sure yet. Yeah, maybe like some crispy boots or a nice,
There you go.
big Yeti cooler to put all those
Oh.
pheasants in.
Yeah, it was funny because the second prize was like a smaller Yeti cooler, but I love the color scheme on it. It was like brown and orange with camo, like it was really cool. And Brett was out shopping for a second prize, second prize. And he was like, he had 2 things. I forgot what it was, but he had like 2 things. He FaceTimed me. He's like, help me pick. I can't decide. And I'm like, get that cooler, and I kind of want that cooler. And I start thinking, I'm like, what if first prize like wants that cooler because it was only a little bit cheaper than the vest. The vest was the most expensive thing, and I'm like, now we got to go with the vest for number 1. But I thought if someone, I could see the winner being like, I have a vest I like, I want that cooler, but it worked out. Everyone was happy, I think, with what they got.
Yeah, It was a lot of fun.
Cool. All right, well, thanks guys for joining me, and hopefully we can see some more folks out here listening at our event next year. And with that, we'll talk to you all later. Thanks for listening to the Go Flush Yourself podcast. You can continue the conversation on our Discord server. The link is in the podcast description. You can also follow along with Matt and Jared on Instagram and Facebook. If you want to support the podcast, you can subscribe to the Go Flush Yourself on Patreon for the easy monthly cost of only $2. You can also check out our shop and pick up a Go Flush Yourself sticker, shirt, or other merchandise. All links are in the podcast description.